Technology has changed the way we get information, which is why a local agency has created a podcast to educate and share stories about mental health. Photojournalist Jim Veman shows us how it works.
What do you think of the podcast so far, Tamara?
I think it's a great idea.
My name is Tom Duff. I'm the Executive Director of St. Louis Counseling. I'm also an LCSW, so I'm a therapist as well, and we are at St. Louis Counseling, our South County location. St. Louis Counseling is a mental health, emotional health agency. We're one of the 8 federated agencies of Catholic Charities. So we are spread out throughout all of the Archdiocese. So we have 8 office locations, and we are in over 100 different schools, both public and private, providing therapy to kids and adults. St. Louis Counseling launched a podcast called Mental Health Matters. It's modern, it's technology. We know that the population is growing and is more comfortable with that. So we thought, why not? Let's make that happen. We're excited because it's a vehicle to help us break down stigma associated with mental health. So this podcast venue allows us to bring in guests of all walks of life, people from the region as well as people outside of the region, but it allows the opportunity for somebody to share their story about their mental health condition, about how they handle the situation, about maybe a program they're running that is making an impact. Mental health touches everybody. It touches all walks of life. ADHD, bipolar, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, people that are going through the grieving process, individuals that are struggling with a life change that they need to talk about, a situation, couples counseling, marital counseling. I think a lot of times we look at physical health and mental health as kind of being different. And the reality is it's all a health condition. If you tear your bicep, if you're working out, at times you got to rebuild that and you got to go to physical therapy. And so at times with our brain needs some of that same exercise, and that's what therapy is, that cognitive behavioral work where you're challenging some thoughts and you're working through those. This podcast is educating people and it's making mental health okay to talk about, because that's the other side. We want to make it okay to talk about, to have a conversation around the dinner table. Hopefully the podcast will have that ability to reach people, to be able to create that vehicle of just being open about mental health. If we can help someone just believe that they have a chance, to me that's all it takes. And then for them to feel that somebody, at least one person in the world, believes in them, that's the first step to success.
St. Louis Counseling posts new podcasts every Friday. You can find them on social media and at stlouiscounseling.org. To learn more about all 8 Catholic Charities organizations, go to ccstl.org.